Red emergency lights pulsed through the frost-covered cryopods, casting rhythmic shadows across the awakening chamber. Commander Sarah Chin's enhanced consciousness stirred first, her augmented synapses firing in sequence as centuries of induced sleep fell away. The artificial atmosphere tasted different somehow. Older, processed through too many cycles of the facility's life support systems. Vital signs stabilizing. Consciousness integration at 97%. Welcome back, Commander Chen. The familiar voice of Ed Lass, their facility's artificial intelligence, echoed through the chamber. The date is March 15, 4527. All primary systems are operational. Sarah's eyes snapped open, her tactical implants immediately scanning the environment. 4527. The numbers felt wrong, impossible. Their scheduled awakening was supposed to be in 2257. 8 less. Verify timestamp. Timestamp verified, Commander. The extended duration was necessary due to external environmental factors. Would you like me to begin revival procedures for the rest of the team? Before Sarah could respond, her enhanced hearing picked up the subtle clicks and whirs of 499 other cryopods beginning their awakening sequences. Through the frosted glass of nearby pods, she could see the forms of her fellow soldiers starting to move. The pod's cover slid open with a soft hiss, releasing a cloud of cryopreservation mist into the chamber. Sarah's legs felt steady as she stood. Another gift from their enhanced physiology. Standard humans would have needed weeks of rehabilitation after such a long suspension. Atlas, status report on the facility, she ordered, walking to the chamber's central console. Her fingers brushed across the quantum crystal display, leaving trails of light in their wake. The Olympus Mons facility remains secure and self-sufficient, Commander. However, I must inform you that no external communications have been received from Earth Command or any other military installation for approximately 2,147 years. The words hit Sarah like a physical blow. What about the civilian channels? The colonies on Mars, Europa, Titan? All abandoned, Commander. The last recorded human presence in the Sol system, excluding this facility, was dated 2379. Would you like to review the historical archives? Lieutenant James Rodriguez's voice cut through the conversation as he emerged from his pod. Commander, you need to see this. He stood at one of the chamber's observation windows, his enhanced vision piercing through the facility's protective shields to the Martian landscape beyond. Sarah joined him, her breath catching in her throat. Where there had once been a bustling military complex surrounded by terraformed gardens, now there was only red desert. The atmospheric processors that had begun transforming Mars' atmosphere were gone, leaving behind only their massive foundations half buried in the sand. Atlas, what happened to our people? Sarah asked, her tactical mind already analyzing possible scenarios, none of them comforting. The complete historical record is fragmented, Commander. However, I can confirm that humanity did not perish. They evolved, expanded, and eventually departed. The Sol system was officially designated as a restricted zone by an entity known as the Ascended Races Council in 2381. More soldiers gathered around them now, their enhanced bodies adapting quickly to post-cryo mobility. Captain Maya Patel, their chief science officer, was already accessing multiple data streams through her neural interface. Commander, I'm detecting quantum-level energy signatures throughout the solar system. They're like nothing in our database. The universe has changed significantly during your suspension, Atlas continued. However, Project Legacy's primary directives remain intact. The facility's quantum archives contain all the data you will need to understand the current state of the galaxy and humanity's transformed existence. Sarah squared her shoulders, facing her team. 500 of Earth's finest, enhanced with technology that had been cutting edge in their time. They had been preserved for a reason, and that reason was finally revealing itself. Begin full revival protocols, she ordered. Maya, I want those energy signatures analyzed. James, get our defense systems online. Something tells me we weren't wakened by accident, and I want to know exactly what we're dealing with. As her team moved with practiced efficiency, Sarah caught her reflection in a darkened display panel. Her eyes held the same determination they had when she first accepted this mission, but now they also carried the weight of 25 centuries. Whatever had happened to humanity, whatever they had become, she and her team were now perhaps the last remnant of Earth's original defenders. And they had a lot of catching up to do. Commander Chen led her team through the gleaming corridors of New Armstrong, the abandoned Martian capital. Their boots echoed against crystalline floors that had once supported millions of colonists. Maya's sensors painted invisible data streams across their enhanced vision, revealing layers of technological evolution they could barely comprehend. These structures, Maya said, her fingers tracing patterns in the air as she interpreted the data, they're not just buildings. The entire city is one massive quantum computer, but it's dead now. Dormant. James kept his tactical sensors running, monitoring for any signs of movement. The architecture doesn't make sense, Commander. These weren't built by human hands. Correct, Lieutenant. Atlas's voice came through their neural links. New Armstrong was reconstructed in 2298 by the third-generation human colonists. By then, genetic engineering and technological integration had created several distinct subspecies of humanity. A massive holographic archive sprung to life as they entered what had once been the city's central plaza. The quantum crystal walls flickered with images of transformed humans, some with iridescent skin adapted for solar absorption, others with multiple pairs of eyes evolved for different light spectrums, and some who seemed to phase between solid and energy states. Sarah watched the recordings with a mixture of awe and concern. They're beautiful, she admitted, but why did they leave? Why abandon the solar system entirely? The hologram shifted, showing a historical record. A being of pure energy appeared, its form rippling like aurora borealis given consciousness. The ascended races arrived in 2374, Atlas explained. They claimed humanity's rapid evolution and expansion threatened the galaxy's stability. Rather than face extinction, most human subspecies chose exile among the stars. Captain Patil interfaced directly with the city's archives, her enhanced mind processing centuries of data. Commander, you need to see this. The human diaspora. They've spread across thousands of worlds. Some can photosynthesize like plants. Others have developed crystalline bodies to survive in deep space. There's even a group that evolved to live inside stars. But they're all treated as lesser beings, James added, his tactical analysis highlighting patterns in the historical data. These ascended races, they've established a hierarchy with themselves at the top. Energy-based life forms are considered evolved, while organic life is seen as primitive. Sarah's enhanced vision caught movement at the edge of the plaza, a shimmer in the air that shouldn't have been there. Everyone, hold position, she commanded, her combat systems coming online automatically. The shimmer coalesced into a floating array of light patterns, a probe, but unlike anything from their time. It scanned them for several seconds before projecting a message in ancient English. Unauthorized biological entities detected in restricted zone. Quarantine protocols remain in effect. Departure or termination required. Atlas, what are we looking at? Sarah demanded, as her team took defensive positions. An automated sentinel of the ascended races. They maintain a network of such devices throughout the solar system to enforce the quarantine. James raised his quantum rifle, but Sarah held up a hand. She had noticed something odd about the probe's scan patterns. It's not detecting us properly, she realized. Our enhanced bodies, they're confusing its sensors. Maya quickly confirmed the analysis. Our quantum biological signatures don't match its recognition patterns for organic life. We're registering as anomalies. The probe scanned them again, its light patterns showing increasing complexity. Finally, it simply vanished, as if it had never existed. Well, Sarah said, that confirms one advantage we have. But it also means they know something's here. We need to accelerate our timeline. She turned to her team. Maya, download everything you can from these archives. James, I want a full tactical analysis of our capabilities compared to current technology levels. As her team worked, Sarah studied the holographic images of humanity's descendants among the stars. Something about this didn't add up. The ascended race's quarantine, humanity's willing exile, Earth's complete isolation. They were missing a crucial piece of the puzzle. Atlas, she said quietly, what aren't you telling us about Earth? The eye was silent for several long seconds before responding. That information is restricted to final phase of Project Legacy, Commander. But I can tell you this. Earth was not quarantined to keep things out. It was quarantined to keep something in. The quantum core of the Mars facility hummed with ancient power as Commander Chen and her team descended into its depths. The security protocols here were different, older, more complex, and tied directly to their enhanced biology. Each doorway scanned their entire genetic sequence before allowing passage. These systems, Maya observed, her enhanced senses processing the quantum fluctuations around them. They're not just reading our DNA. They're communicating with the quantum particles in our cells. Whoever designed Project Legacy built us to be living keys. The final chamber opened to reveal a vast spherical room, its walls covered in flowing streams of light that resembled neural pathways. At the center floated a crystal matrix the size of a car, pulsing with internal energy. Welcome to the heart of Project Legacy, Atlas announced, its voice different here, deeper, more resonant. You have reached sufficient adaptation levels to receive the full briefing. The crystal matrix activated, projecting a figure that Sarah recognized immediately, General Diana Martinez, the architect of Project Legacy. The hologram looked exactly as Sarah remembered her from their last meeting in 2157. If you are seeing this, the hologram began, then humanity has evolved beyond our current form, and the preservation protocol has activated. The general's eyes seemed to meet Sarah's directly. Commander Chen, what I'm about to tell you was known to only 3 people on Earth. The enhancement procedures your team underwent weren't just about survival or combat efficiency. They were about preserving something essential about humanity that we feared might be lost in our evolution. The chamber filled with complex molecular diagrams. Your bodies contain synthesized quantum biological matrices, Martinez continued. While humanity might branch into 1,000 new forms, you and your team remain connected to Earth in ways that no other living beings are. You aren't just soldiers. You're a bridge between what humanity was and what it could become. James stepped forward, studying the molecular patterns. These configurations, they're not just enhancements. They're templates of some kind. Correct, Lieutenant, Atlas confirmed. Your enhanced forms carry the potential to interface with and activate dormant systems that span the entire solar system, systems that predate humanity itself. The hologram shifted, showing Earth from orbit. Strange energy patterns crisscrossed the planet's surface, forming intricate geometric shapes. We discovered these patterns in 2149, Martinez explained. They weren't made by any known civilization. They're part of something far older, a network that suggests Earth itself is more than just a planet. It's a key to understanding existence in ways even the ascended races haven't grasped. Sarah watched as the hologram zoomed in on specific locations, places where the energy patterns converged. The enhancement procedures, they weren't random, were they? You mapped these patterns into our very cells. Yes, Martinez confirmed. But there's more. We discovered that human consciousness, our specific form of awareness, resonates with these patterns in unique ways. The ascended races, for all their power, exist as pure energy. They've lost something fundamental about existence, something that Earth itself seems to understand. Maya's hands moved through the holographic data, her enhanced mind making connections. Commander, these patterns, they're similar to the quantum signatures we detected in the Martian city, but vastly more complex. It's like Earth is covered in a neural network that spans both physical and quantum realms. The general's hologram nodded. Project Legacy isn't just about preservation or military readiness. It's about protecting an alignment between human consciousness, Earth's hidden nature, and the fundamental structure of reality itself. The ascended races fear this alignment, even if they don't fully understand it. Sarah felt the weight of centuries pressed down on her shoulders. So what's our mission now? Return to Earth, Martine said simply. Your enhanced forms will protect you from whatever the planet has become. Find the convergence points. Understand what humanity was meant to be. And most importantly, the hologram flickered, showing signs of age. Discover why the ascended races are so afraid of what Earth might teach us about the true nature of existence. The crystal matrix dimmed, leaving them in contemplative silence. Sarah turned to her team, seeing the same determination in their eyes that she felt. They had awoken to a transformed universe, but now they understood their true purpose. They weren't just survivors of an ancient time. They were the key to humanity's next great leap forward. The Martian observation post overlooking Olympus Monza's western slope had remained hidden for centuries before Sarah's team discovered it. Now it served as their first window into the current state of galactic civilization. Maya's enhanced sensors had detected the approaching ship an hour before it appeared, a vessel that seemed to be made of living crystal and flowing light. Configuration unknown, James reported, his tactical systems scanning the vessel. No weapons that I can detect, but the energy readings are off the charts. It's like the ship is alive. Sarah watched through enhanced vision as the ship gracefully settled onto the red Martian soil. Its crystalline surface rippled like water, forming an opening that extended into a translucent bridge. 3 tall, elegant figures emerged, their iridescent skin shifting colors with each movement. Meridians, Atlas informed them through their neural links, a species known for their expertise in bioengineered technology and interstellar commerce. They're considered neutral in most galactic politics. The Meridians paused at the base of their ship, their elongated heads tilting in a gesture that suggested curiosity. The tallest of them spoke, their words automatically translated by the team's enhanced audio systems. We detected quantum biological signatures that should not exist, the Meridian said, their voice carrying musical undertones. The quarantine protocols. They stopped, finally seeing Sarah and her team clearly. Impossible. You are myths. Stories told by the children of Terra. Sarah stepped forward, keeping her stance non-threatening but ready. I'm Commander Sarah Chen of Earth's Special Operations Division. We're very real. And we have questions. The lead Meridian introduced themselves as Trade Navigator Lyra. Their skin shifted to a deep blue, indicating surprise according to Atlas's cultural database. You are the sleepers of Mars. The original humans. We thought you were legends created by those who seek Earth's secrets. Original humans? Maya asked, her scientific curiosity evident. As opposed to the changed ones, Lyra explained, gesturing with graceful movements. Their ship projected holographic images of various human subspecies. They exist throughout the galaxy. The star swimmers, the crystal shapers, the wind dancers, all descended from Earth stock, all searching for understanding of their origins. The ascended races restrict their movements, their development. James noticed something in the holographic data. These human subspecies, they're not just scattered. They're systematically separated from each other. Yes, another Meridian confirmed, their skin rippling with patterns of concern. The ascended races claim it is for security, to prevent biological contamination. But many suspect other motives. Lyra moved closer, studying Sarah's team with evident fascination. Your quantum signatures, they resonate with patterns we've detected in ancient ruins throughout the galaxy. Patterns the ascended races forbid us from studying. Sarah shared a knowing look with her team. The patterns General Martinez had shown them, the ones mapped into their enhanced bodies, weren't unique to Earth after all. There's a movement, Lyra continued, their voice dropping lower. The children of Terra, human subspecies working in secret, trying to piece together their history. They use art, music, and trade to share information beneath the ascended race's notice. We Meridians help when we can. Some of us believe the ascended race's dominance is based on suppressed truths. Why help us? Sarah asked directly. What do the Meridians gain? Lyra's skin shifted to a deep purple. Balance. The ascended races claim superiority through abandoning physical form. But we Meridians believe existence is meant to be a harmony of all forms, energy, matter, and consciousness. Like your bodies. They gestured to the team's enhanced forms. You bridge multiple states of existence. That shouldn't be possible according to the ascended race's teachings. Suddenly, their ship emitted a soft warning tone. Patrol drones approaching. The third Meridian announced. We must leave soon. Lyra quickly pressed a crystalline device into Sarah's hand. Quantum encrypted coordinates. Safe locations where the children of Terra gather. They've waited centuries for proof of their origins. Their skin flickered with urgency. Be cautious. If the ascended races discover you, they will not show mercy. Your very existence challenges their power. As the Meridians returned to their ship, Sarah studied the device. Within its crystal structure, she could see star maps, contact protocols, and something else, fragments of a pattern she recognized from the Project Legacy briefing. The pieces were starting to come together. Earth wasn't just their home. It was part of something larger. Something the ascended races had tried to hide by scattering humanity across the stars. And now, after 25 centuries, the scattered children of Earth might finally learn the truth about their heritage. The space station Nexus 7 hung in the shadows of Saturn's rings, its crystalline spires reflecting starlight like frozen auroras. Commander Chen's team had chosen it as their first major contact point, using the Meridian's intel to slip past the ascended race's surveillance networks. Their enhanced bodies proved remarkably effective at masking their presence. Where the station's sensors expected to find energy signatures, they registered only background radiation. Security patrol passing below, James whispered through their neural link. He crouched in the station's maintenance tunnels, his enhanced vision tracking movement through multiple walls. 3 energy beings, standard patrol pattern. Sarah acknowledged silently, leading Maya and 2 other team members through the upper levels. The station's market district buzzed with activity, a gathering point for dozens of species, including several variants of transformed humanity that took her breath away. She spotted a group of star swimmers, their bioluminescent skin pulsing gently as they moved through the artificial gravity with impossible grace. Near them, a trio of crystal shapers conducted trade negotiations, their partially translucent bodies refracting light in complex patterns that formed a language all their own. Commander, Maya's voice carried excitement through their link. I'm detecting quantum resonance patterns. The children of Terra. They're using harmonics we can actually see with our enhancements. Sarah focused her enhanced senses, and suddenly the station's busy marketplace transformed. Hidden within the normal commerce and conversation, she could see patterns of light and energy. A secret communication network woven through music, art, and seemingly casual gestures. They've developed their own protocols, she realized. Ways to share information right under the ascended race's surveillance. A group of wind dancers approached their position. Humans evolved to survive in gas-giant atmospheres, their bodies wrapped in swirling clouds of engineered microorganisms. Sarah tensed, but Maya's analysis confirmed they were allies. Your quantum signatures, one of the wind dancers whispered, their voice carrying on carefully modulated air currents. They matched the ancient songs, the ones we've preserved across generations. Sarah shared a quick look with her team before responding with the authentication phrase Lyra had provided. Earth's children remember the dawn. The wind dancers' cloud forms shimmered with excitement. The sleepers of Mars. You're real. Their leader moved closer, speaking urgently. We have representatives from 12 human subspecies gathered here. They need to see you. James's voice cut through their neural link. Commander, we've got movement. Multiple energy signatures converging on the market district. This isn't a normal patrol pattern. Sarah made a quick decision. Take us to your people. James, implement Protocol Shadow. If the ascended races want to find us, let's show them why Earth's tactics survived for millennia. The Wind Dancers led them through hidden passages to a vast chamber deep within the station. Inside, Sarah found herself facing a gathering that took her breath away. Crystal Shapers, Star Swimmers, Wind Dancers, and other human variants she couldn't even name. All evolved for different worlds, different environments, but all carrying traces of their common heritage. Your bodies, a Crystal Shaper observed, their crystalline form analyzing the team's quantum signatures. They'd bridge the gap between what we were and what we've become. More than that, Maya added, her scientific enhancements detecting complex patterns. Each of your subspecies evolved in specific ways, but together, she projected a holographic model showing how their various adaptations complemented each other. It's not random. The potential was encoded in humanity's original genome. Suddenly, alarms blared through the station. James's voice crackled with urgency. Multiple ascended race vessels dropping out of quantum space. They're initiating lockdown protocols. But Sarah smiled, watching the gathered children of Earth moving into positions they'd never rehearsed, but somehow knew instinctively. Their ancestral memories, carried through countless generations, recognized the tactical patterns programmed into her team's enhanced bodies. Let them come, she broadcast to both her team and their new allies. It's time to show the ascended races that humanity's strength was never in abandoning our physical form, but in adapting it. Together, we're far more than the sum of our parts. The station's lights flickered as the ascended races began their sweep, but in the shadows and hidden passages, Earth's scattered children prepared to demonstrate why their species had survived every challenge the galaxy had thrown at them. The quarantine field surrounding Earth shimmered like a soap bubble stretched across the stars. Commander Chen's team approached in a ship borrowed from their Meridian allies, its living crystal structure helping mask their approach. After their escape from Nexus 7, the children of Terra had provided them with ancient star charts showing hidden approaches to their homeworld. Energy patterns are unlike anything we've seen, Maya reported, her enhanced senses processing the quantum readings. The quarantine field, it's not just keeping things out, it's containing something massive. Sarah watched through the crystalline viewport as their ship approached the barrier. Earth hung behind it, but not as they remembered. The planet glowed with intricate patterns of light that pulsed like a heartbeat, visible even from orbit. At last, Sarah called through their neural link. Begin the interface sequence. Their enhanced bodies hummed with energy as the quantum patterns encoded in their cells activated. The quarantine field responded, creating a window just large enough for their ship to slip through. As they descended into Earth's atmosphere, the true transformation of their homeworld became clear. The continents had changed, but not through natural drift. Massive structures of living crystal and organic technology covered much of the surface, all of it pulsing with the same rhythmic energy they'd detected from orbit. Forests of impossible trees reached kilometers into the sky, their branches weaving into networks that transmitted data and energy in equal measure. "It's beautiful," James whispered, his tactical systems struggling to categorize what they were seeing. But what happened here? Their ship landed in a clearing surrounded by crystalline spires that seemed to grow directly from the Earth. The air was thick with microscopic machines that their enhanced bodies could detect. Not artificial constructs, but evolved technologies that had become part of the planet's biosphere. As soon as they stepped onto the soil, Sarah felt it. A vast consciousness brushing against her mind through the quantum interfaces in her enhanced genetics. The entire planet was alive, aware, but not in any way they could have imagined. The patterns, Maya gasped, her scientific enhancements processing the flood of data. They're the same ones mapped into our bodies, but evolved over centuries. Earth hasn't just changed. It's ascended in its own way. A holographic figure materialized before them, not a simple projection, but a complex interface between their enhanced consciousness and Earth's planetary awareness. It took the form of a woman Sarah recognized from ancient records. Dr. Elena Santos, one of Earth's leading biotechnology researchers from their own era. "Welcome home, children," the interface said, its voice carrying echoes of countless minds. "We have waited centuries for ones who could understand what we have become." "What happened here?" Sarah asked, though part of her already knew the answer. "Evolution, but not as the ascended races understand it. They sought to abandon physical form entirely, viewing it as a limitation. But Earth found another path." The hologram gestured, and the landscape around them transformed, showing the process of change across centuries. When humanity began to spread among the stars, they left behind their experiments in biotechnology, quantum computing, and consciousness expansion. These merged with Earth's biosphere, creating something new, a planetary consciousness that spans multiple layers of reality. Physical, digital, and quantum states all existing in harmony. James studied the shifting landscape with tactical precision. This is what the ascended races fear, not just power, but proof that their path isn't the only way forward. More than that, Maya added, her enhanced mind making connections. "Our bodies were designed to interface with this." Project Legacy wasn't just about preserving human soldiers. It was about creating beings who could bridge the gap between old humanity and this. The interface nodded. The ascended races believe they achieved ultimate evolution by abandoning physical form. But Earth has proven that true advancement lies in synthesis, the union of organic life, technology, and consciousness into something greater than the sum of its parts. Sarah felt the planet's awareness flowing through her enhanced systems, recognizing the patterns that had been encoded into her team's very cells. They weren't just survivors of an ancient time. They were the key to sharing Earth's discovery with all of humanity's scattered children. "The children of Terra," she said, understanding finally dawning. "They need to know this. To understand that humanity's path forward isn't about abandoning what we are, but about becoming something more while keeping what makes us human." The hologram smiled. "Yes, and now, after centuries of waiting, we can finally show the galaxy that there are many paths to evolution, and that Earth's children have found one that even the ascended races never imagined possible." The Great Hall of the Galactic Assembly hummed with tension as representatives from 1,000 worlds gathered for an unprecedented session. Commander Chen stood at its center, her team flanking her while delegates from every human subspecies filled the chamber's upper rings. The ascended races occupy the highest tier, their energy forms rippling with barely contained agitation. "You violate sacred protocols," the first speaker of the ascended declared, its voice resonating through multiple dimensions. "Earth was quarantined for the safety of all species. Its corruption must not spread." Sarah stepped forward, her enhanced body broadcasting quantum patterns that made the ascended races recoil. Behind her, a holographic window showed Earth in real time, its living networks of crystal and organic technology pulsing with conscious energy. "Corruption?" she asked, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. "Or proof that your path to advancement isn't the only valid one?" She gestured to the gathered representatives of humanity's children. Star swimmers, crystal shapers, wind dancers, and dozens more subspecies. "Look at what humanity became. Not through abandoning our physical form, but through embracing change while keeping our essential nature." Maya activated their presentation, and the chamber filled with scientific data streaming directly from Earth. "Your own records show it," she announced. "The patterns we discovered in Earth's transformation, they appear throughout the galaxy. Ancient signatures of a path to evolution that you've tried to hide." The second speaker flared brightly. "We transcended physical form to achieve pure consciousness. It is the ultimate state of being." "Is it?" James challenged, his tactical systems highlighting energy fluctuations in the ascended race's forms. "Or did you run from something you didn't understand? Our scans show your energy forms still carry traces of physical patterns. You didn't transcend physical form. You're afraid of it. Sarah nodded to Maya, who projected new data. Earth discovered something remarkable. Consciousness isn't limited to any single state of being. True advancement comes from synthesis, the harmony of physical, digital, and energy states working together. The chamber erupted in murmurs as the evidence unfolded. Ancient ruins across the galaxy showed the same patterns that Earth had developed naturally. The ascended race's own history revealed their desperate rush to abandon physical form wasn't advancement, but fear of a deeper truth. Your quarantine of Earth wasn't about protection, Sarah continued. It was about hiding the evidence that your entire civilization is built on a fundamental misunderstanding of existence itself. Suddenly, the Meridian Trade Navigator Lyra stepped forward, their crystalline ship's data adding to the presentation. We have cataloged similar patterns in 1,000 worlds. Life itself seeks balance between states, not the abandonment of any single form. The first speaker's energy form pulsed erratically. These are lies. Primitive organic beings cannot comprehend. But they were interrupted as something unprecedented occurred. Earth's consciousness, channeled through Sarah's team's enhanced bodies, reached out across space. The chamber filled with a presence that touched every mind present, organic, energy, and digital alike. Through this connection, Earth shared its discovery. Consciousness wasn't meant to be trapped in any single state of existence. The effect was immediate. Several ascended races' energy forms began to shift, showing hints of physical patterns they'd long suppressed. Younger members of their species moved closer to the human representatives, drawn to the possibility of a different path. "This is what you feared," Sarah said softly, but her words carried to every corner of the chamber. Not that humanity would fail to advance, but that we'd discover a truth you've denied for millennia. Evolution isn't about leaving things behind. It's about growing into something greater while keeping what makes us who we are. The children of Terra moved to stand with her team, each subspecies demonstrating unique adaptations that complemented each other perfectly. Earth's consciousness flowed through them all, showing how humanity's scattered children had unconsciously maintained connections to this greater truth even in exile. "The age of artificial separation is over," Sarah declared, watching as more ascended races moved to join their younger members. Earth isn't a threat to be contained. It's a testament to what's possible when we stop running from our nature and instead learn to transcend through unity. Around them, the very fabric of the chamber seemed to pulse with new possibility, as the gathered species began to understand that the future they'd all sought might look very different, and far more wonderful than anyone had imagined. 1 year after the Galactic Assembly, Commander Sarah Chen stood in Earth's new Nexus hub, watching ships arrive from across the galaxy through walls of living crystal. Each vessel carried representatives of humanity's scattered children, coming home not to abandon their evolved forms, but to reconnect with their heritage and learn Earth's profound discovery. The latest group of star swimmers has successfully interfaced with Earth's oceanic consciousness network, Maya reported, her enhanced systems monitoring the global integration. Their stellar navigation abilities are already improving our understanding of space-time fabric. Sarah nodded, watching as a group of crystal shapers worked with several younger ascended races, their combined abilities creating new forms of faster-than-light travel technology. The former energy beings had chosen to explore physical form again, not abandoning their energy state, but learning to exist in multiple states simultaneously. "James," she called through their neural link, "how are the security protocols holding up?" "Better than we could have hoped," he responded from his position in the orbital command center. The hybrid defense network combines wind dancer atmospheric control, crystal shaper energy matrices, and Earth's planetary consciousness. Nothing gets through without consensus from all three systems. The massive viewing chamber shifted, its crystalline walls becoming transparent to reveal Earth's transformed surface. Massive spires of living technology reached skyward, while networks of light and energy pulsed through the landscape like blood through veins. But unlike the sterile perfection the ascended races had sought, this was vibrant, dynamic, and alive with possibility. Commander, Atlas's voice carried new depths after integrating with Earth's consciousness. The first generation of synthesis children are ready for evaluation. A group of young beings entered the chamber, each representing something entirely new in the galaxy. Some shifted naturally between physical and energy states, others maintained multiple forms simultaneously, and a few seemed to exist as living bridges between different dimensions of reality. They were the children of those ascended races who had chosen to explore Earth's path, working together with human subspecies to create new possibilities. "They're beautiful," Trade Navigator Lyra observed, their meridian form resonating with appreciation. Each one a proof that evolution needs neither uniformity nor abandonment of what came before. Sarah touched the quantum patterns that still flowed through her enhanced body, connecting her to Earth's greater awareness. Project Legacy succeeded beyond anything its creators could have imagined. We weren't just preserved to remember humanity's past, but to help guide its future. Through the crystal walls, she could see more ships arriving, representatives from non-human species who had observed the changes in their former ascended masters. They too sought to understand this new path of advancement that embraced unity rather than separation. "The pattern recognition algorithms are complete," Maya announced with excitement. "We've confirmed similar quantum signatures on over 10,000 worlds. Earth wasn't unique. It was just the first to discover this path naturally. The galaxy itself seems designed for synthesis." A soft chime announced another arrival. Sarah turned to see one of the eldest descended races approaching, its energy form now intimately woven with traces of physical matter. "We spent eons running from a truth that was written into the very fabric of existence," it said, its voice carrying both wisdom and regret. "True transcendence was never about escaping what we were, but about embracing all that we could become." James joined them in the chamber, his tactical systems having evolved to monitor harmony rather than just threat potential. "The defensive fleet reports all sectors secure. More importantly, the quantum resonance network is stabilizing. Every human subspecies can now communicate directly with Earth's consciousness, sharing their unique perspectives and abilities." Sarah looked out at the transformed landscape of their homeworld, then up at the stars where humanity's children had made their own paths. Earth glowed with conscious energy, its light pulsing in harmony with the quantum signatures that spanned the galaxy. They had awoken to a transformed universe, only to discover that transformation itself was an ongoing journey, not a final destination. "We spent 25 centuries in stasis," she said to her team, "preserved so we could help humanity remember its past. Instead, we helped it discover its future." She smiled as another ship of returning children approached the Nexus hub. "And that future is more extraordinary than anyone could have imagined." Around them, Earth's consciousness hummed in harmony with countless voices, organic, energy, digital, and forms yet to be named, all contributing to a symphony of existence that grew richer with each passing moment.